Dave on Twitter asks, hashtag AskNH, what was the best angle idea that never made it to TV, and what was the worst angle that did make it to TV that you were involved in or that you were booking?
The worst angle that made it to TV. God, I don't know.
Just give me a bad one off the top of your head. What comes to your mind?
Yeah, well, when you say bad angle, I didn't like the Sid Vicious angle. I didn't like the Paul Romo angle with the Horsemen. If you think about it, that wasn't us. Not even close. You think about Dean Malenko and Mongo fit in. I mean, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, Arn. I mean, we all got along so well. Long comes Sid. I mean, just, we prided ourselves on our in-ring ability. Romo failed miserably, as did Sid. Which is just, it's nothing personal. It is what it is. As far as angles that made it to TV that fell apart, we just talked about the other day. I think the worst thing I've ever seen was the one with on Flair for the Gold with
Shockmaster.
Yeah, I mean that was I felt terrible. He's there is really a nice guy, but that was the end, one and done. It was live, so there was no way to go back and fix that.
So I don't
see the problem with Ole when Ole was booking. He thought he could just put anybody in there as a Horseman. Does that make sense? But I mean, what did you say when they revealed Romo that night?
I didn't expect that, to be sure.
Yeah.
But isn't the backstory to that? Blanchard was supposed to be there, and then at the last minute it fell apart, and you guys were just scrambling, and that was it? Or was there more thought put into it than that?
No, I don't know the backstory. I don't remember Tully not being there. Where was Tully at the time that he wouldn't have been there?
He had been to WWF and had kind of been out of wrestling on the mainstream with the major companies for a little bit, and I thought the story was he had a deal to come back, and then either a drug test threw that off, or no, there was the contract amount. He assumed it would be for a much greater amount. He was insulted with a lowball offer and decided not to come in. So instead, they just thought, well, hey, we've been teasing that this is the last Horseman, and we're going to reveal the last Horseman. Let's just put it with Roma. Or that was what I was led to believe.
Well, it threw me off. I mean, I like to think I can remember almost everything. I do remember the reference to the drug test and the contract issue, but I don't ever remember being consulted or asked about Paul Roma coming in. And it was nothing. Well, I liked Paul personally, but he just wasn't. He wasn't in that deal. It just didn't fit.
So let me ask. We've never really talked about it, I don't think. Are your two least deserving, least favorite Horsemen, and we're talking kayfabe, of course, Sid and Paul Roma?
Oh, yes, for sure.
What was your relationship? This is not an Ask Nate. This is a Conrad asking. Yeah, I don't know why I just referred to myself in third person there. Hey, what was your relationship like with Sid after the whole incident he had with Arn?
I never talked to him again.
Really?
Nope.
So even when you guys were in WCW at the end, it was a head nod and that was it? You just went your own way?
Well, it was an insult to Arn that they even brought him back. We were in Baltimore. They announced he was going to be there. It was an insult to Arn. Arn's never talked to him. So, I mean, just the argument, I was in bed in England when the argument started, but Arn was sticking up for me because Sid was telling Arn and everybody in the bar that I was too old to be there. And Arn said, fuck you. That's the whole story.
Where do you?
So when we got back to the States, I told Bischoff, hey, if you fire Arn, you fire me. I don't care about Vicious, but don't fire Arn, you're firing me. So the Arn came back.
So there was talk that he was going to be fired for that incident.
Who, Arn?
Yeah.
They did fire him for about 2 days.
Oh, I didn't know.
I said, you fire him, you won't see me around. I got news for you. And then the irony of that was that they put me in the match. The match was supposed to be Vader and Sid, and they fired Sid, and I wrestled Vader. In what was that, 93?
Yeah, at Starrcade.
In Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah. One of your better matches. I hope for us to actually sit down and review that one day.
Yeah. Well, all my kids were there, my mom and dad. The ride in the limo with Gene Okerlund. It was really cool the way they did it.
The way they built it up, I agree.
Huh? Yeah, it was very nice. And Gene, of course, is the ultimate pro. It was one of those deals, Leon didn't want to drop the belt, so he had to test me. Harley was screaming at me, hit him back. So I had to start hitting him back. But, that's never a position you want to be in. But, I like Leon personally, but he tried to be a bully. It didn't work. And ultimately, trying to bully people, it doesn't work out for you. Look at the deal with Orndorff. That'll follow him around the rest of his life.